Welcome back. You're still watching E-Vibes, the entertainment show on Signature TV. This is the interview segment, and I have a guest. His name is Owen David. He's an actor, and we'll be talking about the art of transformation, how actors step into someone else's life. So over to you, Owen David. Thanks for coming. And good afternoon.
Thank you very much.
How do you feel? Are you ready for our conversation today?
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So talk to us. We have just few. Okay. Let me use few minutes to ask you about how it's been for you being an actor.
Oh, well. It's been nice. I would say it's been nice because it is something that is born out of passion.
Okay.
And you will agree with me that when you do something that you love, definitely there's no way you won't enjoy every bit of it.
You were asking me something like, you were saying something about me acting or something, right?
Yeah.
And I had to ask you. I told you I don't know how to act, So, acting is something that people are born with, isn't it?
Oh, I don't think so.
So you learn how to act, right?
I think naturally everyone can act.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why?
As long as you have your character, trust me, you're already an actor. Let me give you an idea.
Okay.
This is my first time meeting you, right? Now I've seen your look, the way you talk, possibly your behavior to an extent.
Okay.
The way you smile.
Okay.
I might have a story. And in this story, I have a particular role.
Yeah.
That someone that looks like you, that talks like you, smiles like you would fit into.
Okay. What kind of role is that?
Let's not go into that.
But I want to know. I would love to know, honestly.
Yeah, I'm trying to prove to you that anyone can actually act.
Okay.
So, having considered all of this, I could be like, you know what? That chick. But the thing is this now.
Yeah.
I'll just try as much as possible to bring down the scenes.
Okay.
If it's something that's supposed to accommodate about 20 cents,
yeah,
I'll just try and bring it down to about 5 cents.
Okay, for someone that is still starting.
Professional.
Exactly.
Do you understand? So
yeah.
That's it.
Okay, so let's delve into the topic of the day, the art of transformation. And my first question is, how do you begin the process of becoming a new character? Like you've said now, you've seen me, the way I talk, possibly my character, the way I smile, and you're already envisioning the kind of role you put me to.
Exactly.
So let's assume you have a role that maybe doesn't fit my personality. That brings my question. How do you begin the process of becoming that new character? Because this is a different person entirely.
Okay. All right. What we do is this. Professionally, you're supposed to have what's called script conference.
Okay.
Right? Yes, that's where you get to talk about or discuss about the film, the story.
Okay.
Right? The characters involved. You get to meet every character. And then overseas, sometimes if a job is to be done in 3 months' time,
yeah,
they get an artist.
Okay.
Especially if you're faced with a character that you probably haven't done before or that is challenging, you'll be given, say, about a month to
go rehearse or something.
To go rehearse.
Okay.
And also acclimatize with whoever you are playing the role with. say if we haven't worked before,
Mm.
or maybe it's a role that needs the both of us to actually deal as lovers
Okay.
or as a brother and a sister.
Mm.
You know, you'll be given time to possibly
Get to know each
spend
other.
time together. Yes, you know, try and build that conjugality.
Yeah.
You know, so that at the end of the day, you will have been able to build yourself into character.
Hmm.
All right. But unfortunately, in this setting, those some people still do it. Some producers still do it in Nigeria, but just few of them.
Okay.
You know. So what we do is this. Considering the nomenclature of who we're coming from, Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Nigeria is a place where you just have to be strong. To,
Yeah.
You know, fit into.
Any role at all.
That's it. You know. So what we do is we for example, see this film
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, yeah.
This is my very first time playing this role.
Okay.
You know, and unfortunately, the person that was casted for this role, I don't know if you know Dorcas. What's his her real name? Oh my God, I'm not so good remembering people's name.
Mm.
But this colleague of mine,
Yeah.
well, I'm sure you must have seen. Is it Okwa?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Why?
in those days?
Why?
That lady that plays Dorcas is a
Queen, yo. Yeah.
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 She was the one that was casted for this role,
Okay.
but unfortunately, she didn't turn up for that.
Yeah.
For
So.
that job, you know, and I was switched to this role, and it was so freaking challenging.
Because it's something you've not done
It's
before, right?
something I've never envisaged myself. Though I've always known I'm a versatile actor, to the glory of God.
Okay.
I've always known that, but then that one I never saw it coming.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You know,
Yeah.
as a versatile actor, of course, you still need some time to work on
Mm-hmm.
a story, on a role, then build yourself into it. You know, but then this one just came.
Just like that.
I was to
I
play.
want to ask a separate question out of the topic. Is it possible, has it ever happened to you that, like you said, they'll give, if you're meant to act a love scene or sibling scene, and both of you are meant to like get to know each other before you get to that particular scene.
Yeah.
Is it possible that you can tell the producer that I can't work with this particular person? We are not bonding. It's not working. Is it possible to say, can I get this kind of cast or something?
Well, people do that, but it's very, very unprofessional.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why
people
though?
do that.
I mean, I thought you guys are meant to, because this love thing,
Yeah.
it's very serious.
Yeah.
It's a very serious issue.
Yeah.
And if this person you're trying to work with,
Yeah.
you people are not, I don't know, you guys are not,
bonding.
You guys are not bonding.
Mm.
How you're saying it's not professional?
Like it's not professional to tell your producer to
Change the cast.
and change, you know, bring in someone else.
So you just do it whatever they give
As a
you.
matter of fact, professionally as an actor, you are supposed to be able to upgrade that person's acting.
How?
You know. And that's where you carry that person along. Now I tell you what, most times, why it appears like people don't bond is usually when they have one problem or the other going on. Sometimes
Personally.
yes. Like now, I've worked severally with some colleagues, and they're like, you know what? Even if you pay me 1 billion naira, I would never work with this person. I will not work with this person on the same set.
Yeah.
Though it's more on ladies. Do you understand? So you can imagine if, because most times, how it goes is this: a producer just calls me and say, "Please, are you available somewhere next month?" I'm like, "What day?" Okay, and then how many days do you intend to run the job? What's your location? You know, say if you have something around there, you'll be like, okay, fine. What day particularly would you need me? How many scenes do you have in there? to know if you'll actually fit in,
Yeah.
you know, alongside other schedules that you do have. So you ask all these questions. The questions we don't ask most times is, who am I playing this role
Yeah.
with?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah. Though some do ask. All right, some do ask, but as a matter of fact, it's often not the best thing to do.
You just go with the flow.
Yeah, yeah. You should just be mindful of what you're given to do.
Okay.
You understand? You just do your negotiation. That's the most important part of it. You know, and then work out the time and see if it's convenient for you,
Or not.
and then there you go. So unfortunately, sometimes because you never asked, you get on set and you're called for line running. That's where you read with the artist you have to be on set with, you know. And then this person you don't like appears, maybe because you had one issue or the other,
Yeah.
you know, in your past set, or one thing or the other, or maybe you beefed on yourself, you know, maybe online or something, you know. And then you see him or her asking, hey, though some get this bad to the extent that they even say it before people, because you see every scene you see on the TV, you have people around, you have the crew members, sometimes you even have people, like if it's an open scene, you know, you see people around too, watching. So you know how embarrassing it can be when you openly say you don't want this person. You know, it's discrediting and humiliating as well.
Okay.
You know, so people do that a lot actually, but it's not
All right.
professional.
So let's go back to the topic, right?
Okay.
So what's the first thing you look for when reading a script? What's the first thing you look for? Like they give you a script right now.
Yeah.
What is the first thing you look for in that script?
Okay. Well, if I'm given a script, most times when you talk about when you engage me, when you call me for a job, I ask you, can I have the synopsis of the story?
Okay.
Then you tell me, you know, I'm like, okay, so automatically I have an idea of what the story is all about. So I ask you to send me a soft copy first.
Okay.
Yes. I read. Now, okay, sorry.
What's the first thing?
The first thing is my character. All right? The first thing is my character. That's after having read the synopsis, right? I know what the story entails entirely. And then the next thing is my character. Now, the role the character plays in that whole story. Do you understand? Now, as I read, I start looking at that. I start looking at that person now, not me. Now, how do I fit into this person now? All right? Now, what I do is I think and see if I've met someone who has this character
Before.
Is this person around me or far away? Or have I seen someone play this kind of character in a movie before?
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes. So I look at my character first, you know, and I try my possible best to make sure I know someone who has played this or someone who possesses this kind of character. And then I start working on how to
build yourself like that.
Exactly.
So would you say that research plays a role when preparing for
big
that?
time? Research is actually basically what you should go into once the script is given to you. Research on whom this person is and how do you get yourself into this personality.
So does it mean you can even watch other movies that someone has played characters like this?
Whichever way. Do you understand? Say for example, when I played this role, this drunk role, first of all, I considered one dude around my area that drinks a lot. You know.
Yeah.
Then I also considered my senior colleague in Kemowo.
Yeah.
All right. So and I was like, okay, fine. Now I have to put something different
In it.
just to make it mine, to customize it now. All right.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why you can't really say that this. I don't like when I'm played in a job, you say, or when it's acting like this person or this person. I just want to be me.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
But you know it's possible though.
What's possible?
It's possible to be like, oh, he's acting like some local.
Yeah, no, I know, but you know, even amidst of that, I still wanted to see something spectacular about that personality. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yeah, you like, for example, I've seen people try to play drunk roles, just like Kemowo. And I promise you, most times when I look at that, I don't always like it. Or you see people trying to play, just like late John Okafor.
Yeah.
You know, it's his blessed memory. You know, I don't always like it.
So you're more like do you, but try to learn something from them.
Do you understand? Yeah.
Okay, so have you ever found it difficult to shake off a particular character? Let's say you're already shaking your head. I'm looking for a difficult scene because you seem like a very chill, calm person.
Yeah.
But have you ever found it difficult to shake off from the character of a rude, arrogant person? Maybe
Yeah,
after
sure.
acting the scene, you see yourself behaving like that or something.
Yeah, I have, right? I have. There's this movie of mine, Every Piece of My Heart. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Produced by what's her name again? What's the lady's name again?
Continue what you're saying.
Okay, fine. She casted me as a very nagging husband. Jeez, we're practically fighting
Every single day.
I promise you. You know, and you know, while I was playing that role, the crew, the DOPs, and all that, they were like, "Dude, are you sure this is not your main character?"
Do you get?
You know, unfortunately, like, yeah, unfortunately, the thing just flowed like that, as though I possess such character, you know. But then, after that, jeez,
You noticed you're beginning to behave like the nagging
I
person.
promise you.
You know, there's this particular scene we play in church, and maybe you acted the bad girl,
Yeah.
and they tend to start praying for you to deliver you from
You
that.
know, from such and all that. I promise you, that weekend, after that job, right? After that weekend, I, of course, I was to spend time with my
Friends.
girl,
Yeah.
yeah, and trust me, I was like, what is going on? You know, because she was seeing the post and all that. She was actually the one that called me and said, "Hey, are you sure you know what you're doing? That this role you just playing
It's telling on
it-
you
it-
right
it-
now."
I'm telling you." And I was like, you know, I just had to, I just had to take a deep breath, and I was like, dude, that's true.
Yeah. But how did you come out of that though?
Well, I just got mindful of virtually everything, you know.
You had to be cautious
Yeah,
again.
yeah, you know, I had to be very cautious, you know, like a step at a time. Things I
But
say.
did it take time? Did it take
Not
time?
really. It didn't take much time because I remember just a week after. Okay, no, 4 days after that, I had to get into another job.
Okay.
You know, that was entirely different thing. Yeah, because if you're not easily switched, you have a problem. You have a problem, yeah, especially when you do back to back. Because sometimes you finish the job and then you start another one the next day. Sometimes in 2 days' time. Do you understand? And sometimes you leave this location, you go there, you play in a different character there, you still come back to this one.
So you're meant to finish a particular role.
It's actually the best, but unfortunately,
So you don't mix it up.
Yeah. But sometimes we're forced to, play while you're still on this job. You go for the other one because the thing is now, this producer could be like, dude, please, I need this to be done. Like now, it has to be you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And you get to explain that, hey, I'm still busy here, and this person could be like, you know what? See, I'll pick you up. You just establish here for me, and then after when you're done with the job, you can now come and start and all that. So you do it.
Okay. Let me ask you the final question, right?
Okay.
Do you memorize your script, or you just improvise? Because sometimes I hear them say, "Oh, some of these actors add one or two to this script." I want to know: do you memorize it in your brain? Do you cram? Let me use the word cram. Do you cram it?
Well, I personally don't cram.
So what do you do?
It's not the best to cram, actually. What I do is, first of all, I try and understand the character.
Okay.
One. Then number two, I understand the message. Because
so you don't pick word for word from that script.
What I do is I look out for the punch lines.
Okay.
For example, that film, the caption is Akwete Kingdom.
Okay.
All right. And there are some scenes where you really have to tell the audience that this is all about Akwete Kingdom. So whatever you do, you come back to that. All right. Even if you don't give it verbatim, according to how it's scripted, you always make sure you deliver the message in your own word to make you flow. Do you understand?
Right.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Owen David. I had so much fun having this conversation with you.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy it too?
Of course I did.
Okay.
If not for anything, sitting in front of a beautiful damsel like you.
Oh my God. All right, thank you very much, Owen David. And this is where we draw the curtain this hour. Join us same time tomorrow. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to always tune in on SLTV channel 265. We'll be here waiting for you same time tomorrow. I remain your baby girl, Queen Etwokunta. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.